Alright, welcome back everybody to more StarCraft 2. This time we're going to be doing Legacy of the Void proper. So, as we've shown, Legacy of the Void is broken up into three sections. We did the prologue to Legacy of the Void, now we're going to do the main story to Legacy of the Void, and then lastly it is broken up into the final third, which is the epilogue. The one major issue that I have with the epilogue is something that I will try to save until we get there. But suffice to say, I don't have particularly positive things to say about the epilogue. I don't think the epilogue is terrible, but I'm not particularly positive about the epilogue. The main story to Legacy of the Void, though, is actually pretty fun. Just sending out my typical reminder. Welcome to the stream, whoever's shown up just now. Legacy of the Void proper is going to be started as a new game. We're going to go ahead and get you through. Again, I'm going to be completing every bonus objective. We're going to be collecting all the Solarite, doing all of the things. Let's get started.
The swarm brought ruin to our world.
Yeah, they really did.
Our proud people became refugees. And yet, they could not shatter our unity. For we are bound by the Kala, the sacred union of our every thought and emotion.
This is an incredibly good opening. Yeah. That's a lot of Zerg. Oh, Joe, look at that!
We retake our home world. And with it, our legacy.
StarCraft 2. Legacy of the Void. And after that incredible intro, here we go. A great evil looms over the galaxy. The dark god Amon has returned. Spurred by Zeratul's prophecies, Kerrigan and her swarm set out to destroy Amon's hybrid forces, hoping to stop the coming oblivion. With the threat of the Zerg Queen absent, the Protoss hierarch Artanis raised a massive invasion fleet, left the Dark Templar homeworld of Shakuras, and committed to restore his people's former glory by reclaiming their lost homeworld of Aiur. And that is where the madness begins. Just look at all the Protoss that you will see here that are ready to fight.
Templar. At long last, we stand at the threshold of destiny. For today, we will restore the glory of our legacy. Today, we will retake what we have lost and reclaim our homeworld. And may the Kala's light guide us.
The invasion fleet stands ready. We await only your command, Hierarch.
You must halt this invasion at once.
Zeratul?
Templar! Arrest this traitor!
No! We will hear him out.
The end war has come. Amon, the Dark One, has returned.
This heretic cannot be trusted.
This invasion is a distraction from the true battle ahead. Amon's fury will engulf the entire galaxy.
Do not forget that it was his interference that brought ruin to Aiur.
And that burden weighs heavily upon me. Artanis, I have found a way to stand against the coming darkness. You must believe me.
We have been through much together, Zeratul. But far too many have sacrificed, in the hopes that this moment would come to pass. Executor, commence the invasion!
For all the things that I really like about that intro, I'll be straight with you, I actually don't like Celendis' behavior. Many Protoss in this series behave as though Zeratul is considered to be an incredibly great individual, particularly amongst the Dark Templar, but there are also a large number of High Templar and Good Templar that also supported Zeratul immensely. This opening, to me, feels like it's just completely fucking ignoring that in the favor of making an excuse for the Protoss to do what they do here.
Once the warp conduits are free of infestation, our forces will strike as one across the surface of Aiur.
The Templar await your command, Hierarch.
So they start off by handing us a very large force of Immortals, Zealots, and a few Stalkers.
Aiur awaits you.
You can pretty much A-move through this entire opening mission, and you will be fine. You really don't have to micro, even on brutal difficulty. Because right after they give you all of that, they give you Colossi.
Use them well, Artanis.
So these are standard Protoss Zealots. You will very quickly see them basically no longer be what I use after a certain point in this game. Because there are many things about this game that are about to get changed. The Protoss main campaign force is very different. Just like the Zerg force and Terran forces inevitably get very different. However, I think the depth to Protoss changes is actually much greater. And we'll see that when we get to it. But I don't want to overwhelm anybody too much before I get started.
Near your warriors. If possible, we should destroy it.
The Protoss Stalker is basically your basic ranged unit, as the Zealot is your basic melee unit. I've gone over this a couple of times. I'll just go over it one last time to make sure if this is where you're coming in, you actually know what you're dealing with. They have access to a charge ability, the Zealot, that allows them to dash towards enemies. It has a very small cooldown, and it's the primary method you will use for rapidly dealing with closing the distance between them and ranged attackers.
Very well.
The Zealots are not quite as durable as they used to be. Then you have access to the Colossus and the Immortal. The way the Stalker works is it kind of replaced the Dragoon as the core Protoss ranged attacker. It has a blink ability, it has phase disruptor cannons that are effective against armored enemies. They are okay units, I guess. I've never really felt the Stalker was particularly special, but I do think it's an upgrade over the Dragoon in that it is a much more mobile unit, and it takes up way less space.
2 warp conduits remain in the grip of the Zerg. Ready yourselves, brethren. We move for victory.
We move unseen.
Yep. There's 4 Zerg hives you can deal with in this level.
Destroying them would deal the Zerg a crippling blow.
Each hive you destroy grants you a few more reinforcements. You don't actually have to wipe them out. As the game makes it very clear, this is an optional objective.
Very well.
A hive. Warriors, annihilate it.
We strike as one.
The way the Immortal works is it's an extremely devastating anti-ground tank unit. It's supposed to have a shield on it that drops all damage to 10 and allows it to basically take very, very little damage because it's known as a Protoss hard shield.
You require my skills. Very well. Zeratul. Aiur, we thank you for your aid. Allow us to join you in battle.
You are most welcome. All warriors are welcome in this fight. But today we reclaim the homeland. I'm trying to blink my stalkers out of the way of where my soldiers actually need to be moving.
It shall be
I've never seen an Ultralisk die that quickly. Well, that's not true, actually. Yes, I have.
our blades.
Another hive lies in ruins. Only one remains, my warriors.
I serve for now. You require my
This mission is extremely straightforward. And it's like the easiest mission in the world to win on any difficulty. If I have a problem with this campaign, it's definitely that the way it starts feels a little stupid. I don't like that the very first mission we get is, here's the awesome power of the Protoss, oh by the way, it doesn't matter.
Activating now.
Psi Matrix signal confirmed. Reinforcements warping in at your location.
We are one with the shadows.
There we go.
Treaty
You don't have to destroy those, I just like doing it.
Zeratul. Unseen.
Hi!
This brood is coordinated. Their actions are intelligent, beyond feral Zerg.
You speak truly, Zeratul.
That wasn't really intelligent.
Moves them. We must be on guard. final hive has fallen. Let this be the first victory of many. Aiur will be restored.
Alright, let's get this massive death ball moving. Pop.
The final conduit lies before us. Show the Zerg no mercy.
Firstborn, your fate is
Really? Doesn't feel that way.
hybrid on Aiur. It is they who have been leading the Zerg. This is the end of your race.
I don't feel like that's the case. I'll just let you know. I don't think you guys are going to end this. And that's the first mission.
The warp conduits have been secured. Our starfighters are moving to take this fight across the surface.
End of the investigation. Zeratul, you and I must discuss this most recent turn of events further.
And there you go. Aiur Battlefield. Sunset.
It seems the end war you warned of has begun. Tell me, old friend, what is it you have learned?
I have witnessed the end of all things. Horrific legions of hybrid, raising world upon world. In the darkness, lording over them, a shadowy form. Amon.
Yet, you spoke of a way to stand against him.
This vision was a benevolent one, as if an ancient voice called out from beyond. The keystone shall usher you unto hope.
Keystone?
I saw a burst of light revealing the Zelnaga artifact on the Terran world of Korhal. It is the keystone of this vision. The prophecies speak of Zelnaga standing against Amon in the end times. I believe this keystone will guide us to them.
I have always trusted you, Zeratul, but the burdens of leadership demanded much of me. There are times I am uncertain whether I was truly ready for such weight.
Your doubt is unfounded, young Artanis. You must embrace what you have become, if you are to be the leader we now need.
You will go to James Raynor on Korhal and receive this keystone. I will marshal our forces for the war ahead. When you return, the Templar will be ready. Entaro Tassadar, old friend.
Entaro Artanis, brother.
Zeratul, you must secure the Zelnaga keystone from James Raynor. My forces will reactivate the Spear of Adun, a warship that will be invaluable in the battles ahead. May Tassadar's shadow hide you, my friend.
And so it begins. I don't know why they bothered giving me a hint like this.
The Void Seeker lies in ruins. What has transpired here?
Zerg, protect the Dark Prelate.
The Zerg in this area should have been eradicated. Stalkers, hurry to the Nexus point nearby. and warn our brethren. I must investigate this further.
So the game gives us control of 3 stalkers at the start of this mission. Those stalkers were very overzealous in what they did with their positioning because
He surrounds us. Proceed with caution.
the Dark Prelate is particularly well built at defending himself.
Intriguing. We move unseen. Mutalisks. Focus particle disruptors upon them. We are one. Zeratul. Cold is the void. Intriguing.
Zeratul, the Templar stationed here. I can no longer sense them within the Kala.
Is that not impossible? Your kind cannot disappear from the Kala, unless your nerve cords are severed.
Then the impossible has happened. I can no longer sense Artanis. There is only a void in the Kala where he should be.
The shadow moves against us, Executor. Artanis is in grave peril.
You must raise an army and find him. My face smith Karax will help you re-establish this nexus point. Zeratul, save Artanis.
Dark Prelate Zeratul.
Before he opens his mouth, I'm going to fix the game speed.
I am Karax of the Kalai Cast.
Friend Karax, we must establish this nexus as quickly as possible.
You have not enough minerals.
I serve.
You can warp in warriors from these gateways now.
Trust me, I don't want to do that yet. So Chrono Boost is a little different. It now basically functions as, hey, you can Chrono Boost a structure, but that structure will remain in an accelerated state until you turn it off again later. That's honestly not a problem. Actually, I would argue that's a huge benefit because it means that you can just keep it going. And as you can see, it's one of the ways the game is going to allow the Protoss to have a accelerated means of building up and getting started, because the Zerg inevitably got the same, and the Terrans also got the option to do the same. The Terrans ended up needing it pretty badly as the game went along. Mercifully, what you start with is actually really versatile with the Terrans, so it wasn't the end of the world. The game wants us to train a Zealot and a Stalker. I am just building up power and supply so that I have the ability to actually field a host of units. And I'm trying to make sure that my economy starts really ramping up so that I don't really have a particularly huge issue getting started. How you doing, Sarah? Welcome back to the stream. Okay, get that and that. And we'll go ahead and queue a Zealot and a Stalker.
You should train additional warriors to deal with larger enemy threats. The Nexus Point has been re-established. Once your warriors are ready, you should proceed with your mission, Dark Prelate.
Here we go. How you doing today, Jennifer? Welcome back to the Madhouse. Boink. I'm just continuing to add to my supply grid right now so I can have to build as few supply points as necessary. Ah, we don't even have a forge. Okay, so we can't even upgrade our troops. This is just going to be what it's going to be. Okay, we're going to put... I almost did that wrong. There we go. Put a gateway here. I'm not going to put that gateway there because that's actually going to cut us off.
Zeratul, the Zerg are moving to attack. Rally your defenses.
Their attack wave is actually really pathetic. It will do some serious damage to that zealot if you don't help him, though. It's just that many Zerglings. I don't like how the zealot has half the shields that it does HP. I really don't like that. Let's get another gateway going up here. Keep the chaos in the spirit of chaos. Okay, I need to move out here in a moment. Probably going to be collecting a bunch of extra resources. Come on. There we go.
You have not enough minerals.
Alright, now we have enough zealots to get moving.
A void pylon. You should be able to summon my Nerazine brothers.
Dark Prelate, we answer your call.
It also allows us to gather these mineral pickups. There's mineral and Vespine pickups kind of scattered all over the level.
I am the voice of the...
My meditate command me. Orange, Shisa. We are the...
I am the heart.
There we go. Get these guys carving. You pretty much don't actually need to build too many in the way of stalkers, because the game has 3 void pylons out here that are going to be tied to your stalkers. This is a very basic mission. It's very, very difficult to get killed doing this mission. It's very, very easy to beat. You just have to build up a sizable enough force of zealots and stalkers. Again, I find it hilarious that after all the stuff that we had access to last mission, the game just sort of shortchanges you. And again, you just have very, very little to work with in this mission for some reason.
Very well.
And there's Void Pylon number 2.
Void pylon.
We are at your service, Zeratul.
Zeratul, denier of the Kala.
These zealots have been corrupted. The hybrid must be behind this. Let us move with purpose.
These poor zealots. I actually feel pretty bad about those guys. While they take care of that, I'll find the last void pylon.
In the area.
From the shadows we come.
I don't know how Zeratul knows that, but obviously that's just one of those gameplay triggers to be like, hey bro, you don't actually need to worry about those anymore. Just gonna train a metric fuck ton of zealots. I don't actually need to, I've already won the mission.
We move
Solendis, I have encountered your missing Templar, but they have been corrupted, as if possessed. Solendis, we stand. Justice be done.
Zeratul, I can sense your presence.
How do you know?
The Kala is filled with rage.
What?
My mind is being consumed.
Artanis, you must hold on. We are coming for you. Your lives are meaningless, purposeless. I grant you salvation. Amon, the Dark God is here, on Aiur. He has wrested control of the Kala. The Templar have fallen. With our nerve cords severed, only we Nerazim remain unaffected. It falls to us to halt this madness, brothers. You address me?
They will never cut through that debris.
We must reach young Artanis. I only pray that we are not too late.
The voices whisper of oblivion, of salvation.
We must not.
You will notice that as these protracted duels between them go on, the zealots actually get more and more of them get corrupted and twisted. I was really hoping not to lose that stalker, but my miss micro caused that. One fucking misclick and I lost a unit.
Fury and rage.
No! 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 Stop killing my zealots! Damn it! They're my stalkers.
Zeratul, you are alone. Do not resist the unity he brings.
I have never heard that dialogue before.
Glory to the day.
I've never lost all of my troops like that before. That's impressive. This is a pretty cool fight scene.
I can hear his whispers.
Fight, Artanis. Do not let Amon consume you.
Unending hatred.
He has corrupted the Kala. Your nerve cords chain you to his will. They must be removed.
Yes, they must. Morning, Glory. How you doing this morning? Bastards. Please quit monologuing, Amon. You're annoying as hell. Disappointed. Oh. You weren't able to finish the DLC last night, were you? Damn!
The keystone.
Good freaking God!
To the Zelnaga.
Zeratul.
I don't fucking blame you, man. I'd be going to bed after 12 hours. Good freaking Lord. Jesus Christ. That's some endurance play right there. That is insane. Oh, I only missed 2 resource pickups. I'm honestly surprised I missed any of them. Aiur, much later.
Smith Karax, I have been looking for you.
Artanis, praise the
Your nerve
gods.
cords, they must be removed.
It was done by the Dark Templar. I am free of the Kala's corruption. Are there others?
I have saved all that I could. Come, we must escape this world before time runs out.
Escape? How?
The Spear of Adun still
Damn.
rests beneath the ruins of Kor Shakal. Its generators are ancient, but a phase smith of your ability will know how to bring them online.
The Spear of Adun. I am honored to have the opportunity. This is fortune we cannot ignore.
Indeed. Come, we must go at once.
20 hours to beat one damn pack
we are en
of
route to the Spear
missions.
of Adun. As long as its generators still function, I should be able to bring them online. Once the spear is fully activated, we must flee from this fallen world.
So instead of granting us units, they're going to grant us the shield battery and the photon cannon. This mission is okay. It's not my favorite mission, but this is an okay mission. Oh god, this is going to be one hell of a description.
The Spear of Adun lies dormant beneath
F's
the
in
heart of the
chat
Conqueror.
for
I had hoped to raise it, to secure
rest
our victory
rest in
against the
peace,
Zeratul.
Glory's sanity and his patience.
It is our last hope for survival.
God damn.
Why do you flee from your salvation?
Celindis. She has fallen under Amon's control. Karax, we have to bring the Spear of Adun online.
The first power cell is activating, but the remaining 4 have been disabled by creep.
I see. We have no choice but to clear them. What of our defenses?
Unfortunately, they are without power. However, the Spear of Adun support systems can aid us. They will allow us to deploy pylons anywhere on the battlefield. We should deploy one here as soon as possible. These photon cannons can defend our nexus points, Hierarch. They require only a pylon to function. You can warp in a pylon using the Spear of Adun. Press the Deploy Pylon button at the top of your command screen. Our cannons will now fire upon enemies within range. If they become damaged, the shield battery will restore their shielding.
These defenses will indeed be vital to our evacuation, but our first priority must be to clear the power cells of creep.
So yeah, we start with just 2 zealots and a stalker. We don't have a lot to work with at the moment. That's kind of going to become a running trend. Two stalkers and a zealot. I think I said that backwards the first time I said it.
We can now transform our gateways into warp gates. This allows us to warp in warriors to any area with pylon power.
Okay.
We are one with the shadows.
I'm detecting unpowered warp gates nearby. Constructing a pylon next to them would restore their power, giving us an advantage. The Spear of Adun's deploy pylon ability would be ideal for this. Of course, our probes can always warp in pylons as well. Warp gate online. We can begin warping in warriors from it immediately, Hierarch.
For now, you have not enough minerals.
So, warp gates are actually a little different now, too. This is something that I really didn't think about at first, but your warp gates are not the same anymore. They now stack up to 3 charges for being able to warp in other units. This is not something they were capable of doing before. It's not something that I expect they wanted them to be capable of doing before, because obviously it can make Protoss more than a little overpowered, because at that point you only need 6 gateways, really, and then you can warp in an army. So, shield batteries are a useful defensive structure. Okay, let's see here. Resonance buffs, pick up 3 of the buffs, shoot the pylon before stepping onto the plate to close it. Both teams have to close the pylon. High power enemy will spawn in the middle. Kill it and bank your resonance to extend your time limit. Close the pylons 3 times. There's a time limit of 4 minutes on top of this. Jesus Christ, that sounds ridiculous. That is the most technical load of shit I've ever heard. And those are just for basic combat encounters. That's ridiculous. Alright, we really need to get a cybernetics core, because we don't have one, and that's kind of just one of the most vital structures. Okay, I am going to construct a few turrets, because we need some photon cannon turrets, or we will get destroyed. There we go. And now I can construct stalkers. Now I'm going to warp in a shield battery here, and another shield battery, well, I was going to warp it in there, but I guess not, here, and then drop a cannon in front of that second battery so that that battery doesn't get destroyed. Yeah, you said that was only like one part. Wait. The resonance combat... Okay, the resonance buffs thing seems to be what actually ended up sending. I don't know what may have or may not have happened to the rest of it, but I didn't get it if there was more. Actually. There we go. damn it. Okay. I'll do it that way. Basically what I'm doing is making it so that my troops don't have issues really being able to move out.
Base is under attack.
Okay. I'm actually going to have to move my troops over.
I am the voice of the eclipse.
Here we go.
The second power cell is active. The spear's sensor array is reacting.
Do not deny your destiny, Artanis. Your people have finally found true unity.
Sensors online.
What you are doing isn't unity,
Warp
Amon.
prisms approaching our nexus point.
Stalkers, eliminate those warp prisms.
Nope. That was only one warp prism too, by the way, which is funny. Just crafting a few cannons behind the mineral line.
Are under attack. You have not enough minerals. Highlight for iron. Highlight for iron. Highlight for iron.
It shall be.
Karax, I brought another warp gate online. Prepare it for immediate use.
I am here in the shadow.
Another pack of Zerglings is approaching our nexus from the south.
There's a massive Zerg hive over here in this area. Don't worry about it. I get the idea. It's really, really complicated and bad, is basically what I'm hearing.
Every hand turns against you. Even the ground beneath your feet carries the seeds of my victory.
Nidus worms. Warriors, strike them down. We are not defeated yet. Base is under attack for iron.
For the reckoning. You require my skills.
Highlight for iron.
We move unseen.
Struggle no more. Be released from your pain.
It is entirely possible to take that base out and the really large Protoss base that's down right in here. The problem with doing that is that the enemy has a bad tendency to spawn units endlessly that attack from bridges off the map. So basically it's one of those, the devs planned for you to do that. the thing is that if you build enough fucking photon cannons, it doesn't matter that they plan to do that. They're never really going to be able to break through, and you will be able to occupy those bases. But you don't need those bases, and taking them would take a lot of time that I just cannot be bothered to do.
The Spear of Adun is nearly online. Only one cell remains.
Enough. The end to the cycle of infinite madness has come. Cease your struggle against the salvation I bring.
State thy bidding. I am here in the shadows.
Oh, I don't have enough power. There we go. There we go. That brought me plenty of power.
I am here in the shadows.
All shall be one. All conflict shall end.
You're not ending conflict, you're ending life. There's a difference. Damn. You didn't even get to finish it either. That sucks.
Power transfer completed. The Spear of Adun is ready to depart.
All firstborn free from Amon aboard, Facemate. We must flee this world if we are to survive.
As you command.
There we go. Jeez. I hope it goes well for you, Glory.
Engineering, and last of the three great arc ships. It's created to ensure the continuation of our culture in a dark time. Within its chambers rest contingents of zealots, Templar who bravely sacrificed, entering suspension so that they may serve as this vessel's army. Though it pains me greatly, I have begun severing their nerve cords. The ship's lower decks contain a star forge capable of constructing weapons of war. There is much to learn about this vessel. Its technology is ancient, yet highly advanced. We are aboard a relic from a
Yeah, once it gets personal,
when our culture
it gets personal.
shined as a constellation.
This is so cool.
The Celestial Array has been updated, Hierarch. From here, you may select our next point of travel.
With this vessel, we will avenge what has transpired, Karax, and we will free the Templar.
I got faith in you, Glory. You're pretty damn good at what you do. All right, so the Spear of Adun. This is where a lot of the special stuff for the Protoss is going to be happening. Oh, when I wiped my desk off, I guess I missed a section of sticky stuff that I need to clean off now. I'll take care of that later. See, we get to choose to go to Korhal or Shakuras.
Aiur is lost once more. My great vision of reclamation left in ruins. This shall not stand. The Terrans of Korhal have in their possession the Zelnaga Keystone, which Zeratul foresaw would lead to our salvation. Though I have not seen Commander Raynor in many solar returns, I believe he will give the Keystone to us.
So this, we can choose between Korhal and getting the Immortal, or Shakuras, which is going to get us the Dark Templar. We're going to go to Korhal first. There's a few things that I have to do, and I want to go to Korhal. Largely because I like James Raynor more than I like a lot of other characters that show up on Shakuras. Although I don't have any issues with a lot of the ones that pop up on Shakuras.
Evasive war!
Protoss vessel. This is Commander James Raynor. Artanis? There. Ain't you a sight for sore eyes?
Friend Raynor, you seem rather occupied.
Just another day at the office.
Who are these insurgents?
Call themselves Mobius Corps.
I look forward to seeing you turn that god into a gun.
They've been striking worlds throughout the sector, leaving few survivors. Each world attacked reported hybrid leaving them.
Then truly, no world is beyond Amon's reach.
Reinforce those bulkheads. Reposition the Mark 7 Alpha. We need to form a battle line. They've overrun Sky Shield, our orbital defense platform. Looks like they've destroyed its atmospheric stabilizers. It's falling fast. If it crashes, it'll obliterate August Grad.
We will ensure that does not happen, Commander. Engage their fleet and keep their assault at bay.
Like old times, buddy. Like old times.
Just like old times, brother.
Hierarch, before our armies engage the enemy, it would be wise to review our military capabilities within the War Council.
And that's going to be where the special stuff happens, and we'll get to that as soon as we're done with these conversations here.
It seems fate has drawn us together once again, James Raynor.
I'd call it luck.
Luck is a concept that is purely human in origin.
I want you to remember that he said that.
Events, and know there is a grander design behind them.
It don't matter how you see it. The result's the same. So what brought you all the way out here, Artanis?
Zeratul believed that the artifact in your possession, the Keystone, he called it, could guide us to the Zelnaga.
Where's Zeratul now?
The Dark Prelate fell on Aiur. His last hope was that I would continue his quest and find a way to stop Amon.
Damn it. Always knew there was only one way this quest of his was gonna end.
His loss is great. I know you called him friend.
I went through hell to get that artifact because of his damned fool prophecies. Lost a lot of good men. If he wanted you to have it, take it. It's yours. Right now, though, we got a city to save.
Karax, even without the Kala's light, I can sense your sadness, your pain. Does the Spear of Adun bring you no joy?
That is just it, Hierarch. Without the Kala, it is as if I am blind. I cannot sense your feelings, know the true depth of your thoughts. I cannot call upon the surety of other Phase-Smiths. I am alone.
I feel the isolation as well. as though thrashing within the vacuum of space. But you are not alone, brother.
To think, the Dark Templar have endured this existence all this time. The days ahead will not be easy.
We may not have the Khala to rely on, Karax, but we still stand as one. We will endure. There is no other option.
I look forward to hearing how it works for you. Alright, so let's head into the War Council, because here's where all the special fun stuff for the Protoss legions are going to happen. We're going to get to see some really cool things here.
A preserver? Released from stasis?
She still bears her nerve cords. She's tethered to the collar.
Hold. I am Rohana, Grand Preserver of the Valari, and your War Council advisor. You must be the Executor in command.
You are not possessed by the Dark One. How is this possible?
I feel darkness lingering at the edges of my every thought, but I am not corrupted. Preservers of my station have trained to control the Kala's every ripple. I assure you, I will stave off this evil and serve you better by doing so. As all preservers, I hold the memories and personalities of Protoss prior to my submission to stasis. This will allow me to contrast your tactical decisions with those of past executors. From this chamber, you will be able to make all military allocations.
I am Artanis, Hierarch of the Daylon. I lead all that is left of our civilization. Your memories are indeed of use, Rohana. But make no mistake. If you fall to this corruption, I will not hesitate to destroy you.
It is understood. I am prepared for the Firstborn's darkest hour. Come, let me show you what may be done here.
I like Artanis a lot.
The assembly panel awaits, Hierarch. We may begin whenever you are ready.
I have heard only tales of the Grand Preservers. I did not expect to encounter one aboard this vessel.
That is not surprising, Hierarch. My sisters and I are unique, trained from birth to master every intricacy of the Kala. I have experienced its true depth, plunged the infinite spectrum of emotion and memory. It is because of this gift we were selected to enter stasis, so that we may guide you in our most dire hour.
Your sisters were aboard the other Ark ships? Then they...
are one with the Kala, fallen during the Zerg invasion of Aiur. I know this. I feel the tragedy that has befallen us, more deeply than you may realize.
A terrible burden has been laid upon you, Rohana.
Yet it is my fate to bear it. A fate foreseen by the same minds that constructed this vessel. I trust in their wisdom, Hierarch. I will serve my purpose, much as you must serve yours.
So, Rohana's characterization over the course of this campaign doesn't really shift much. She actually does have a lot of hostility towards the Nerazim Protoss, which she... Oh, wow. 12-player activity, goddamn. Which, her hostility towards the Nerazim Protoss comes from the fact that back in the older times, there was a big schism between the Protoss. This was a main plot point for StarCraft 1 and Brood War. That schism is over, more or less, now, but she's kind of an old echo of it without even realizing it. Giant Grant Games is a very prominent streamer and YouTuber who kind of looked upon her as sort of just being a racist grandma. I feel like that's a bit of a gross oversimplification of it. It's not that she herself is the racist grandma. It's that a lot of the conclave members and a lot of the minds that she held in the Kala, she can actually feel not just their memories, but their emotions, their their perspectives, their feelings on the matter, and pretty much all of them were extremely hostile and self-righteous towards the individuals that they banished who were the Nerazim and became the Nerazim Dark Templar. So it's less that Rohanna herself is bigotous and more that she's actually feeling when she looks back through history to review what happened from a first-person perspective. She's feeling all of the emotions and perspectives of the Kali Protoss and the old Conclave Protoss, who were very hostile, absolutely against leaving the Kala, and straight up opposed to it. One of the other major flaws to this campaign, though, is that it does a really poor job of conveying and explaining this. Largely, I think, because the previous entries went through a lot of that for you, so they didn't feel the need to include too much of it in here, although there's still writing that shows that those divisions are slowly being worked out as opposed to more correctly being worked out. You know, and already being over with. What I don't like about her, though, is a lot of potential exists within this character and what people like her are capable of doing. And she is used for very little other than specific instances of plot division.
The assembly panel allows you to customize your army based on the Protoss technology we encounter. Select a warrior category to begin.
So, as you can see, excuse me, we have melee warriors, ranged warriors, and then everything else is locked. We have to go through the rest of the campaign to unlock more of them.
Now you may choose
melee
one of
warrior.
2 factions for use in upcoming battles. These assignments are not permanent and can be altered as our combat needs change. Many battles await you, Hierarch. Choose a faction and lead them to glory.
The 2 factions we get to choose from, there's a whole bunch of sub-factions that exist within the Protoss main faction. We'll encounter the other 2 primary factions that we'll be working with in these lists as we go, but we start out currently with Aiur Protoss, which are Whirlwind Zealots. These guys essentially wield psionic energy axes, or pole axes, and they can basically spin like a Beyblade and butcher enemies in a sphere of influence around them. This makes them great for attacking clustered light armored units, but it doesn't make them very good at dealing with anything else. They have very short cooldowns on both their abilities, and they retain the charge. But this is my preferred Protoss unit, the Centurion. Shadow Charge allows them to phase through allies and enemy ground units in order to be able to attack opponents, and will briefly cloak them for a second after they come out of it, so that they can start unleashing ambush strikes. They also have an ability called Dark Coil, which will stun enemies for 2.5 seconds. This is incredibly useful because they can dash into an enemy, activate Dark Coil. That enemy is now very briefly stunned, so you're getting 2.5 seconds of free damage while you're chopping people up. And these guys are just, they're my favorite in terms of the 3 Protoss units we'll get. I might show off the Whirlwind Zealot when we fight the Zerg, but this one I feel is much more versatile for both fighting Zerg and Terrans. Next we have ranged warriors. We have the Dragoon. The Dragoon is a very long-range phase disruptor tank and artillery unit. They have Dragoon chassis, which gives them higher life and defenses. In exchange, they have reduced movement speed. So these guys are basically long-range artillery warriors. The only problem with them, well, actually there's a few problems. Their model is actually much bigger around in a sphere than Stalkers, which can be an issue, because it means you'll have more difficulty moving around them. And they don't have blink, so they can't teleport out of taking damage, but they do have the ability to take a lot more damage because they're more durable. However, we have Stalkers here, which come with their blink ability, and they've been upgraded with a phase reactor so that they can restore 40 shields over 5 seconds when they trigger their blink ability. This is really, really good for blink micro strategies because you can blink, 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 and just recharge shields instead of just having them not have shields and then die immediately. And I'm actually going to be going with Centurion and Stalker. Not every option I'm going to pick is going to end on Nerazine, but be ready for quite a few of them to do that.
Sky Shield's in serious trouble, old buddy. If we can't bring it back online, Augustgrad's gonna take a nuclear-sized impact. Mobius Corps soldiers are on the platform now, and those guys are suicidal. Rather die than let us stop them.
It's because they're just cannon fodder as far as Amon is concerned. Biggest I think we ever had was 6v6. Wow! In a PvP mode. Fucking 12-player activity. That is insanely massive.
This ain't good. Sky Shield's not gonna last much longer. At this rate, we've got maybe 10 minutes left till it lands smack dab on our capital.
Your suspicions were correct, Commander. Mobius Corps is disabling the platform's atmospheric stabilizers as we speak.
The damage appears repairable, Hierarch.
Yeah, assuming Mobius Corps leaves anything left to repair. Artanis, if you can clear out those troops, my boys can patch up those stabilizers. That should buy us some extra time.
We must move quickly. It will take the combined power of all 5 stabilizers to halt the platform's descent.
Alright, so now I've gone over the technical BS. We're going to go ahead and get into a mission, and we're actually going to start having fun. I'm sorry that I had to be so boring for so long, but, you know, I just want to get all the technical crap out of the way as fast as humanly possible.
To assault the other 4.
Now, normally these bastards would be incredibly difficult for us to deal with just zealots, but because of Dark Coil, yeah.
Mobius Corps is moving against us. Karax, activate the Spear of Adune's weapons cluster.
Bombardment systems online. Prepare for orbital strike.
This is kind of cool. Kaboom! Oh, that's satisfying.
Orbital strikes can now be fired from the Spear of Adune's command panel, Hierarch.
You'll love how beautiful it looks.
Durability calculations updated.
Commander, your construction vehicles can begin the repairs.
Thanks, Artanis. My boys are putting a sensor tower here. Should alert you if Mobius Corps swings through this area.
It's not going to be much longer before I start swinging through areas myself. I really want to go play more Rise of the Ronin, but I want to get more of this done, and Rise of the Ronin's not getting me any views. This is kind of getting me something.
I am detecting an electromagnetic weapon ahead. Its pulse will slowly damage our shields. We should destroy it, if possible. Completing bonus objectives will allow me to improve the Spear of Adune's power level in the future.
I'm glad you feel so chipper.
You have not enough minerals. You have not.
I am here.
There we go. I think I've got enough troops to kickstart an apocalypse here in a second. Alright, let's get going.
For the reckoning.
We're burning time, we're burning time.
Mobius Corps is mobilizing an attack against our nexus point. Rally our defenses.
Conjecture was correct. These Solarite reactors can be used to improve the Solar Core's energy output. I detect 2 more of these devices on the platform. If possible, you should seek them out.
Intriguing. We
Okay.
move unseen.
Alright, I've got enough troops to keep moving.
Intriguing.
I'm down to 6 minutes. Look at those dark coils just stun locking the hell out of these guys. Alright, let's get going. Hostiles neutralized.
Revising durability estimates.
Nice work. Got a repair crew inbound. Heads up. Looks like Mobius Corps is starting to reinforce the stabilizers. Expect some heavier resistance.
Not heavy enough. If you're wondering, no, I still haven't gotten any immortals. That's why I'm not building any.
Nice work cleaning out that base, Artanis. Raiders, let's keep this ground secure.
The annoying part about Jim saying, let's keep this ground secure, that's pretty much all he's going to do. He's not actually going to move any troops out to assist us in attacking the enemy's positions or whatnot. He's not doing anything. He's just going to be there.
A third stabilizer has been cleared of enemy forces.
Gotcha. Repairs underway. Man, you're sure pissing Mobius Corps off. A lot of troops guarding the stabilizers. Make sure you got enough forces to engage.
Trust me, I'm fine. They also drop in Vikings sometimes to defend these shield generators. Or the EMP emitters.
Durability calculations updated.
Only one stabilizer still remains in enemy hands. We must make haste.
We move unseen. Very well.
There we go.
You require my skills.
I'll blow up this Mobius base up here. That takes care of that.
Right on. One less Mobius Corps base to deal with. My boys got it from here, Artanis.
Very well.
I'm just trying to show off as much of the map as possible. I'm also heading over to wipe out that bonus objective before I go anywhere else. Mine. The game really wants me to use my, my special power, but I'm not using it yet. My orbital strike. It wants to be sure I know how to use it.
Installing them as soon as possible.
I am the heart of darkness. Let our enemy know our fury. Be as you say.
This is how you use an orbital strike. It's very good for assaulting hardened enemy positions. It's not very good for much else.
Friend Raynor, Sky Shield has been stabilized, and Mobius Core.
Holy shit, that mission was
Admiral
amazing.
Horner will take control of the station from here. Gotta say, I owe you big time for this one, partner.
And that was Shatter the Sky.
That's a hell of a thing your boys did, Artanis. Sky Shield is back online. We're about to call down the cavalry.
Good.
We will join you on the surface and extract the keystone.
I got some bad news for you. Seems our friends below had the same idea. While we were fighting to get planetside, the Imperial Palace was raided. Security data indicates the keystone was taken. My mama used to have a saying, when it rains, it floods.
I am uncertain as to how this saying is helpful, friend Raynor.
Me either. Wait a minute. I'm getting intel. A Mobius Core evac team is headed toward Bennett Port. They got the keystone.
We shall not let them escape.
The solar core requires your attention, Hierarch.
Welcome, Fate
Please visit it at
X24.
your earliest convenience.
This is for Crafting the Stars, not too bad. We're doing pretty well so far, I think. Oh, we also have a new conversation.
Bad, Artanis. A lot of dead people down there. We gotta take these bastards out.
What could have led these Terrans to come under Amon's thrall?
They were assigned to some top secret details, running security at Dr. Narud's hybrid research labs. After Valerian re-established the government, the Mobius Foundation went dark. Last transmissions were chaotic, crazed. Next thing we know, the attack started.
Then Amon has turned them into his slaves, an army. They are dangerous, but they are only the start of the war to come.
You always were the optimistic sort.
Now we have access to the solar core. Here's where the Spear of Adun fun happens.
Truly an impressive sight.
A synthetic star. Imagine what went into its creation. This chamber provides power to the Spear of Adun and all its systems. Its radiance even contributes nourishment for our warriors.
How long until you can bring its tactical systems online?
System analysis has begun, but the star has lain dormant for an eon. It will take time, and a powerful ignition catalyst like Solarite to restore it to full capacity.
Solarite? The Firstborn haven't utilized Solarite in millennia.
This vessel is ancient, Hierarch. We will need to exhaust even unconventional resources if we are to bring it to bear.
Do what you can, Phase Smith. We will acquire what you need.
Very well. You may begin augmenting the solar core whenever you are ready.
The confusion in lingo and stuff. I actually enjoy that too. I feel like that's really good for like world building moments.
Select the core to start.
It sounds like
reviewing
you had
your
a very
options,
satisfying ending to Destiny 2 there, Glory, in that DLC. I'm glad to see that it was worth it for you.
You look different, Phase Smith.
Ah, you must be referring to these mechanical arms. I constructed them to improve my efficiency while running the solar core. So far, they have been quite helpful.
Alright, so in order to improve the solar core and gain access to various abilities, you have to allocate
Each
Solarite.
system can only be configured to have one active ability at a time. You may select different
yeah,
abilities
that's kind
to
of the limiter
complement your
here.
tactical decisions in different battles, Hierarch.
We have access currently to Temporal Field and Chrono Surge.
Any leftover Solarite can be routed to our auxiliary systems. You may begin diverting Solarite now.
The Protoss and the Zerg are basically two sides of the same coin. Their genetics were built to be incompatible, but they're inevitably actually supposed to become one being and essentially turn into the things that look like Cthulhu monsters that we see at the epilogue, which are Xel'Naga. So what they're half of a cosmic being is essentially what the Protoss are, with the purity of form. So their bodies are actually incredibly psionically gifted and powerful. They are organic, yeah, exactly. The Zerger purity of essence, because they can absorb essence and turn essence to their benefit. That's kind of the trick. The Protoss are essentially the godlike psionic energy and power in the mind of the Xel'Naga, whereas the Zerg are the godlike adaptability of their bodies. So that's kind of pretty close to what the Protoss actually are from a biological standpoint. We can also pump into auxiliary systems. We can pump starting supply and construction time down. That's what I'm actually going to be doing until I get access to Solar Lance and Warp and Reinforcements. Just because 20 more supply is actually really good, and 20% less construction time can really help you get fast established.
Mobius Corps is making their way to Bennett Port with the artifact. We gotta stop them before they get away with it.
Yes, we do. But the Protoss are kind of... They're basically a psionically attached entity. You'll notice that their bodies literally phase out of existence. How do they work? The Protoss do have infants, and they do talk about being raised from their birth. As to how the biological process of them birthing makes sense, I don't know. I would assume they have genitalia and they seed in ways that are somewhat similar to Terrans, but that's a very dangerous assumption considering that, biologically speaking, they have almost nothing to do with our anatomy, other than the fact that they're anthropomorphic like we are. But they do have infants, yes. They do give birth, and they do have young individuals, because Artanis... The biggest thing that I have a problem with as Artanis being made Hierarch in these games is that they don't show you how he rose to be one.
You ain't kidding. Let's lock and load, partner.
You know, that might actually be how that works. That might not be too far out of the realm of possibility for how that works. We finally got access to the Immortal as well.
We can construct Immortals from the robotics facility. They are quite effective at sieging enemies or defending our allies.
Yes, they are. So Immortals, they cost 4 supply. They're basically an anti-armor fuck you cannon that only ever works on the ground. They cannot attack aircraft. That actually makes them pretty lethal and pretty deadly. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure how Protoss breeding works. They're very, very different from us. So it's difficult to fully understand, and they're also very different from the Zerg too.
Already on it. Your position will be secure till they fire off that keystone again.
As far as the way this mission is concerned, you've got Raynor up here. He's very well established and very well put together and whatnot. He'll actually have a hard time getting knocked around. Valerian's establishing a base down here to the south. Valerian is the one you need to worry about.
Reporting that they are under attack. If you can rescue them, I'll return any Protoss technology they've collected to you.
And it's largely because Valerian just is not nearly as established as Raynor. But he can take care of himself after you clear an area or two. That is true. Dark Templar plus Immortal will annihilate literally anything on the ground. That is completely true. That mops the floor with virtually any ground-based assault. It's incredibly fucking hysterical. watching that happen.
Hierarch, I'm detecting a significant energy spike. I expect the Keystone will emit another disruption nova soon.
There we go. Let's warp in a third immortal. We're going to have to hold this hybrid attack off with basically 2 immortals, and that's what this is going to be looking like.
Let fear consume you.
How about... no. How about we don't do that?
We shall serve forever. Our cannons shall die. I return to serve.
There we go, okay. We got the third one before we had to go engage. You gotta be careful, because while this is active, not only are Mobius Core inoperable, but so is Raynor and his teammates. There we go, that's one down. One wave down. Oh, the Dark Templar faction immortal. Yeah, that thing is just nasty. Going up against those is kind of horrifying.
The attackers have fallen. Forge ahead to the Keystone's location.
Don't listen to Artanis. We really don't have the means to be doing that.
Commander, our forces are ready. The Dominion is engaging Mobius Core.
I don't even have a cybernetics core? Are you freaking joking? Jesus Christ. I don't even have a forge! Video game, why? Why no forge? Why do I not even start with a freaking forge? The Nerazine Immortal. I'm pretty sure that one's called the Annihilator?
Turn their sights upon our nexus. Prepare for battle.
All will worship or be forever silent.
These motherfuckers are maniacs.
To serve.
Oof, my immortals. Damn! Now that's how you take care of a marauder ambush. Oh, jeez. Alright, let's get a couple more gateways. I'm gonna build a pylon network here. I really like the Nerazim as well. They're kind of my favorite Protoss sub-faction. I gotta admit though, I thought the what are they called? The Protoss God, why can't I remember their freaking names? The Purifiers were also pretty awesome.
Dominion facility.
Can't believe we made it out alive. Some of our medics will stay behind in case you need them.
The Keystone is about to emit another disruption nova. The Terrans will be incapacitated while the disruption is active.
I don't care. I can handle it.
We are one with the shadow.
I've got more troops than I need in order to handle it, as a matter of fact. They're so angry. It's like I started dealing with an angry Space Marines chapter.
Intriguing.
The Keystone's disruption is also affecting the Mobius Core.
No
We should
shit.
attack them once our allies are safe.
They're, you know, they're kind of Terrans too, so of course it is. I don't know why this surprises you, Artanis. No, really, I legitimately don't know why this surprises you. zealots going.
Survived the hybrid's assault. Continue onward, warriors. Complete.
Damn. It's one hell of a headache. Thanks for the help, Artanis.
Dominion SCVs, establish a fortification line here.
Oh. Yeah, the Purifiers. Main faction, forgot the name. The main faction is the Daelam. I'm not sure if I'm almost done. At this point, I'm almost done playing through StarCraft 2, so I will be deciding on another game to play not too long after that. Or after this. Just warp in a bunch of additional stalkers to take care of these aircraft. I love the Nerazim Zealots so much.
Just a few medevacs left. I'll send them to support the Emperor's forces.
Good. This should protect my base. I'm getting a lot more gas than I know what to do with, so I'm just not going to worry about gas. Yes, I will be playing the Nova Covert Ops campaign when this is done. I have committed to doing that. I like the Nova Covert Ops campaign anyway. I don't think it's bad. I think narrative-wise, it doesn't really do much of anything to expand the story, but I don't think it's a bad expansion. I think it's fun.
I expect the Keystone will emit another disruption nova soon.
I will be doing my best to show off every single secret and bonus objective in that campaign as well, if anyone is curious about any of those.
Thank you for your help.
There we go. Bonus objectives complete.
On their way to the front line.
Emperor Valerian, we have secured all of the threatened facilities.
I promise you, I won't forget this kindness, Hierarch.
Your minds shall be torn asunder.
Just building a metric fuck ton of zealots because I really need melee mongers. Yeah, I didn't think it was a bad DLC. I do think it's a little pricey the way they tried to market it, because you have to spend, I think, a total of $45 to get all the missions. But I don't think it's a bad expansion.
Very well.
Get trashed. Jesus. Look at that. That was brutal.
We can move forward once more.
Okay, I've got enough zealots. Immediately begins building more zealots.
Went dark there for a while. Good thing you've got our backs.
Also, I'm going to show off a really funny Easter egg that's just sort of randomly hidden in here.
Push the battle line forward.
Okay, we're going to back off, because I want to show off what happens up here. No, I've never played Planetary Annihilation Titans. What is that? Educate me. Oh, Jesus, that's a lot of freaking dudes. Okay. Hey, Rainer! That's not a whole lot of help, but I'll take what I can get. Those stalkers blinked in and just started demolishing everything. God, I love stalkers. You wouldn't think that they'd be so freaking powerful, but they really are.
Secure. I'll set up some defenses.
Oh, Jesus. I'm getting hit by Psionic Storm and I can't really do anything about it. There we go. Now the Immortals are doing their job. Okay, I need to get down here in order to show off this Easter egg that I want to show off. Because this is funny as hell. Screw your tech reactors. Ow. Ow, ow, oh my god. Damn. Damn Dominators. You and your freaking Psionic Storms. I gotta get rid of that. There we go. Now I can bring in some reinforcements on site.
The Keystone is about to emit another disruption nova.
I don't care.
The Terrans will be incapacitated while the disruption is active.
It doesn't matter. Alright, watch this. Shiny new car.
Oh man, my car! Why does this keep happening?
I'm sorry, that's incredibly dumb, but it's still funny as shit. My new car! Why does this keep happening? I get them out of a storm and they immediately end up in another one because the game is a dick. Okay. I hate killing my teammates, but for the love of God, move. I said move! RTS game with a solar system scale map. Really? That actually sounds pretty cool. Blow up the starport. Because I pathologically destroy everything. It doesn't matter. The fight's over. I don't know how those hybrid got past me to begin with.
That did it. We pushed Mobius core back.
Yeah, we did.
Damn. Look at this place. Even the Zerg didn't tear into the city like this.
No, they didn't. But they were controlled by somebody who had a little bit more care for the life of those who ended up getting swept up in this. I love this cutscene. This is an amazing cutscene. Earn tech cards to modify units in different ways. That actually sounds really awesome.
Did you know this warrior?
I might want to pick that up if I can find it.
No. But I know his story. I know all their stories. None of them ever think it'll end like this. Reports been coming in from all over. Dominion worlds overrun. Outposts destroyed. A lot more dead boys out there. Warriors.
Death is the fate of all warriors. A fate we too may soon embrace.
Fate ain't written, Artanis. The way I see it, if Zeratul believed you could make a difference in all this, then this fight's just begun.
It is your custom to shake the hand of a friend, is it not?
That is very interesting. And this game is called
Give him hell, Artanis.
Planetary Annihilation Titans. I'm going to try and hold on to that, because that actually sounds interesting. Rest in peace, brave heroes of humanity. You will be avenged. You will be avenged. Oh.
Rohana.
Lovely. Yeah, you're not corrupted at all, are you, Rohana?
Preserver. Rohana.
Artanis.
Amon.
I see your doubt, your fear. You were so alone, mewling in the darkness. Let me release you, all of you, from the suffering of this life.
Shut the fuck up.
The infinite cycle of strife and anguish is at an end.
Oh, for God's sake.
Your words are little more than poison, Amon. Your actions bring nothing but death.
They bring purpose, an end to a cycle not within had chosen. Your resistance will only bring unneeded suffering.
Shut up. For the love of God, please. Oh, thank God.
It has passed, Hierarch. He is gone.
He better be.
Do you see now why you must separate from the Kala? Its light has faded.
I will keep him at bay. I will endure. I have felt his rage, seen his truth.
If you will not sever your connection to the Kala, then you will be contained, kept in stasis.
I will preserve the Kala however I must. If I must endure imprisonment, so be it.
I mean, you're dangerous with that possibility looming over my head at any point. Humans are capable of using psi blades. That is actually something you can do, but you do require a massive amount of psionic energy to use it, and that's why most of them can't do it. I would wager Nova is actually capable of doing it, but she was never trained to do so. In fact, a lot of ghosts are trained mentally to actually restrict their powers rather than use them in numerous ways. Very few of them are allowed to actually freely explore what their psionics are capable of. But yes, I believe humans could very easily generate psi blades. You would have to be using the Terran psionic scale, I believe a psi 7 or higher to be able to do that. But yes, you should be able to.
Look here, Hierarch. This material self-regenerates. It is no wonder the research of the Terrans claimed it to be from a recent epoch. My projections place it at several billion years old, if not more.
Zeratul's vision said that this keystone can guide us unto hope. What do you think it means?
Yes, guide us. It is a code.
It's not just that, it's that a lot of their psionic powers are also incredibly dangerous and have a big tendency to attract the Zerg. If you are not trained, you will release psionic emanations that Zerg can detect and draw Zerg to you.
Yes.
This is something that isn't properly explained in this game. It's touched on a little bit in the original StarCraft, but it's not touched on particularly well, in my opinion. Got 15 more Solarite remaining. I could get Solar Lance now, but I actually don't need it, particularly for the mission we're about to do. So we're just going to leave that Solarite for the time being. However, we did collect the Immortal, and we have access to the regular Immortal. This has been changed so that it does have, I think, the hard shields. I'm not sure. But the barrier ability replaces hard shields as well. They can absorb up to 100 points of damage when the barrier activates. It's a 10-second defense, but it's really good for extending their durability because their shields are crap, and it triggers when their shields wear off. Or you could take the Annihilator. The Annihilator is my favorite because it has an anti-air shadow cannon ability. The shields on it are actually just as crappy, and it doesn't have a defensive barrier, but it doesn't really need one when it can do that. Alright, I've got enough time, I think, today for another mission.
There. Your Royal Ness?
Who needs HP when everything dies? That's true.
If I have learned one thing from your Commander Raynor, it is that we are not so different, Rory Swan. Continue your report.
Right. So, the artifact, the keystone thingy's all yours. We're in the middle of transmitting all our data to your engineer.
You have my thanks. Please relay my appreciation to Commander Raynor.
Hey, you got it, Skippy.
Skippy?
I love that! Rory does that to everybody, I swear to God. He does it to everybody. The only person he doesn't have a nickname for is Kerrigan. And it confuses everybody he uses one on. Don't worry, it's already online, Scooter. Scooter? Hey, you got it, Skippy. Skippy? It's all yours, Ace. Ace? I love that so fucking much. It's beautiful. Glacius? What is Glacius? I forget.
Zeratul.
Oh, I know what this is.
Keystone you believed would lead to our salvation. And yet, faith alone will not defeat Amon. As Hierarch, I was made aware of a location where our Kalai scientists experimented on new weaponry in secret. Within the Glacius facility, the Purifier program has been reborn. We must recover this immensely powerful technology.
I will be doing that one, but I'm going to do Shakuras first, actually. Because I really want these.
Because of this, they are now the last free Protoss. I must reach them before Amon's armies.
I think I'm going to do one of the missions on Shakuras today, and then I'm going to take this headset off because it's starting to hurt my head. I might just I might just break this
Shakuras is overrun. Loss of life
this
is
earpiece
extensive.
on the right side of my head.
We are receiving a transmission.
Praise the gods. Artanis, you live.
Matriarch Vorazun, what has happened here?
I know, right? Kadaran monoliths are awesome.
The warp gate linking this world to Aiur has been reopened. Countless hybrid pour from the other side. They've obliterated our cities, decimated our shadow guard.
No, Kerrigan was not actually a bad ghost. Kind of like Naruto. No, Kerrigan actually could control her powers, and actually could control what they did to her. That's not why the Zerg were drawn to Kerrigan. In fact, the only reason Kerrigan got infested at all is because the Overmind, when his forces destroyed her troops and overpowered them... Brightly colored ninja, oh god. all the anime references today, mother of God. What actually, the only reason that happened is because she was particularly powerful. His forces were already assaulting that planet, and it was all a part of the plan. Secretly, Mengsk was a slave of the Overmind all this time, and he hoped Kerrigan would annihilate all humanity. That's pretty good. But what actually happened was his forces, when they found Kerrigan there and Mengsk abandoned her instead of sending down troops to rescue her, he was like, oh, wait, this bitch is actually pretty fucking strong. I'm just gonna take her and turn her into the... Like, she had all the psionic potential he needed. I'm pretty sure Kerrigan was a Psi 10 when she was first inducted as a Terran. And then he was just like, you have the psionic potential I need. All I need to do is make you Zerg, and you will be able to take care of what I cannot. You will be able to actually free my species. And to be fair, she did. She actually ended up being the reason the Zerg ended up more powerful than ever, both in Brood War and in the original, and in this series. You know, in the StarCraft 2 setup. The problem is that Kerrigan was also, because of the way she was infested the first time, she was actually tainted by Amon's influence, and it made her really nihilistic and susceptible to Amon's suggestions.
My Dark Templar were tracking your invasion on...
Yes, exactly.
Then the warp gate opened. What happened, Artanis?
Amon used the Kala to seize control of the Templar.
I'm sorry, I'm excited because I actually get to talk lore with other nerds for once.
Zeratul found me.
When she became a primal Zerg, yeah, she killed all the pack leaders and siphoned off all of their essence, and it allowed her to magnify her psionic energy beyond classification.
At the cost of his own life. He fell by my hand.
It was Amon's deed, not yours.
That's right.
Zeratul came to me with a warning, but I did not act. Because of this, he is now gone, and the stars burn dimmer for his loss. Amon's deed or not, I carry a burden, Matriarch. One that cannot be easily lifted.
When she was actually infested Kerrigan before she got cleansed and then made primal, if you pay attention during Wings of Liberty, the Wings of Liberty adjutant actually states that she's a class 12.
Artanis, I've been trying to isolate.
So she's 2 levels above what a human is supposed to be able to actually
the
reach.
Zerg signatures far outnumber those of the Protoss, but most of the survivors seem to have gathered within Telemetros.
There must be Nerazine phase
Telematros, actually, is how you would pronounce that, sir.
I am not seeing any Protoss life signs from within the engineering base, Hierarch.
Then they
If StarCraft 1 is anything to go by.
Or perhaps they fought their way to safety. The Dark Templar do not follow our caste system. Some of their faithsmiths are trained warriors, skilled as any of ours.
That does give them an advantage I had not realized. But then, our people are very different.
Of course, Hierarch.
If I were to classify her power scaling, oh God, what would she be? I'm going to let Rohana talk while I think about how to answer
All
that.
this time, this wretched little world was within striking distance of our fleets.
Much has changed since your era, Preserver.
See?
First you consort with those Terrans, and now the Fallen Ones? It is heresy. You must know this.
The Dark Templar are now our allies.
There was a time when the Protoss were broken. Throughout the Aeon of strife, we tore at each other with wanton abandon.
Yes, you did.
Only one path was ever found to end the madness and unify our people. The Kala. The Dark Ones rejected its light. They denied their own race. How can you fight for them?
They denied being forced into a hive mind.
To preserve our history, Rohana, how can you be so blind to its turn?
I see I have offended you, Hierarch. My apologies. Adapting to this period is difficult.
That's what I really like, though. That was one of the few instances where Rohana acknowledges that a lot of what makes her feel these negative attitudes and emotions towards the Nerazim, consorting with Terrans and such, is actually all of the emotions of the people from the past and their mental imprint on the Kala influencing her. But the problem with Legacy of the Void is that it doesn't really delve too much into that. So it's very easy to just mistake Rohana as racist grandma, but she's actually not. She's been in stasis. Her perspective is like 2,000 to 5,000 years out of date, at least. And, yeah, the Protoss Nerazim did reject the Kala, but that's because the Kala basically... It forced everybody to have to open their minds to each other and be permanently linked to everybody else, so that you would never be able to lie to them. And that made it so that your emotions were always exposed and laid bare. It's essentially forcing you to expose your honest self and your truest self, rather than being allowed to have your secrets and your own personal feelings without necessarily having to share it with somebody 24/7. I think I can understand why the Nerazim wouldn't want to subject themselves to that.
The Zerg infestation is overtaking Telemetros. Our evacuation is already in great peril.
I will answer that question after she shuts up. Okay. I didn't think she was going to shut up quite that quickly. What that would most likely feel like, if you can kind of try to imagine this experience, and I'm pretty sure even imagining it is not going to come close. Imagine if you could, when you walked into a room full of other humans, you had essentially relay beacons on everybody's heads, and those relay beacons could send the information to you of what they were feeling. You could suddenly experience their emotions, their feelings, and their thoughts, down to the last nuance as you walked into the room. You would now automatically know what everyone was thinking about and what everyone was feeling and why they felt that way from their perspective. The thing about the Kala is that, and this is what's happening to Rohana, and this is one of the reasons why I don't like how little this is properly touched on in any of the StarCraft video games. Yeah, exactly. That would be a massive mindfuck, because you would suddenly be experiencing all of everyone else's feelings at once from their perspective and why they were feeling them, and it's very easy for you to lose yourself in that. And I think that's what's happening to Rohana, and that's why Rohana reacts so negatively, almost violently with her words and emotions, is because she's still lost in very outdated mentalities and perspectives. And she doesn't have any context for what has happened over the last few thousand years, because the Kala that she's touched is not the same Kala that is still here now. And even if it is, and she's able to connect to that, Amon has drowned out everybody else's feelings with his own and overloaded it. So she can't get the context she needs in order to be able to understand what's going on. Or what has gone on, rather. If that makes any sense. I'm hoping that what I just said made sense.
Shakuras teams with Amon Zerg broods. We hold only the southwest quadrant of Telemetros, and even that is in peril. We must evacuate our people, but the launch bays have been defiled with infestation. Only ground forces can clear them. Once the bays are free, the planetary warp conduit will allow our ships to escape safely.
The launch bays will be cleared. Your people will survive, Matriarch. This I swear.
It's funny because you never get to build void pylons, but you do get to see them being built and occasionally used.
You will need the aid of my Dark Templar in this battle. They can strike from the shadows without fear of reprisal.
There's definitely fear to be had. Bonus objective.
These vaults hold the solarite reserves that power Telemetros. You may claim them with our blessing, Aiur.
Indeed. Completing bonus objectives will allow me to improve the Spear of Adun's power. There are 2 vaults left in the city.
Artanis, I'm detecting a rift opening near your position. A void thrasher.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody who has all the information she needs is either corrupted and blocked off by Amon, who has taken over the Kala, or they had to cut their nerve cords so she can't feel them anymore. So she can't get all of the other perspectives that she needs to have. That's kind of what's going on right now with her head.
Is slain, but it will be for naught if the launch bays remain infested.
Oh, I forgot to have that one go back to mining after this. Whatever. I'll just have it sitting around because it'll be useful regardless. I don't see a detector here, weirdly enough.
Be careful. The spore crawlers and overseers ahead can detect our Dark Templar's movements. Slay them first.
Shore up our defenses. The Zerg are moving to attack our nexus point.
I walk the shadowed path. I walk the shadowed path.
Oh yeah, fully upgraded Dark Templar are fucking terrifying.
We stand watch.
second, Thrasher. The conduit is under assault.
Shit.
What would you ask?
Kill that. There we go.
The Thrasher has been eliminated. This would be an opportune moment to clear the launch bays.
It would, and I will. I just want to make sure that I have some base defenses established first. Dark Templar hit for such ridiculously high levels of damage, it's honestly kind of stupid. But they're also, they have all the durability of a piece of paper and they can't attack air units, so... I mean, take from that what you will. Alright. Alright, we need to start clearing out launch bays, so let's get going.
It shall be as you say.
Matriarch Horazu, the first launch bay has been cleared. Continue evacuating.
Alright, let's get some troops moving over there. We can finally start focusing pretty much exclusively on attacking. I'm going to drop a pylon here so I can warp in some immediate reinforcements. There we go. Move the probe over here. I don't think I'm going to build a robotics facility for this.
We have secured a second launch bay.
Well done. Half of the bays are locked.
And the... It dropped right here in front of me. Oh, shit.
You know what must be done.
Oh, wow, that Thrasher got trashed. Get wrecked, noob. Oh, there's one of the vaults that I needed. There we go. I love how this probe has just sort of sat here and not been attacked by those enemies. Because for some reason the game didn't think, oh, well, maybe we should have it attack that. What? Oh, that's an evacuation shuttle. I was like, what the hell was that? Thought my freaking camera was freaking out there. It's fine. It's fine. Alright, let's drop some pylons. I always drop a pylon sphere just because I never know how much power I'm going to end up needing. You know? Okay. Let's deploy these guys over here. There we go. Just the power of super destruction, baby. If you're wondering why I would still build Centurions while I have Dark Templar, it's so that something... So if the enemy doesn't have detection, they don't just start killing my stalkers. Because you need that anti-air. Oh, hi. Oh, hi! Well, aren't you an unpleasant surprise? Well, there goes the Void Thrasher! I didn't even do that on purpose, I swear. Yeah, that's stun, too. The stun effect of those Centurions... It really can't be underestimated. You wouldn't think 2.5 seconds is worth much, but you'd be surprised, particularly with Dark Templar in the area, just how valuable that tiny-ass window of time actually is. Because Dark Templar, combined with that kind of small stun, equals everything dies. Shockingly effective at solving problems. Get those minerals, get that bonus objective.
We are recovering the last solarite reserve now. The solar core should be augmented by the time our forces return, Hierarch.
I might just stream Resident Evil 4 when I'm done with StarCraft 2. Because I really like that game too. It's kind of always been one of my favorites. Get nuked. Go away. Give me that. There we go. Let the infantry go first. The melee infantry. Just look at how quickly they turn that dude inside out. That was stupid. That DPS though. There's a Zerg base up here, and I could destroy it if I wanted to. What do you think? Should I blow that base up, guys? I think that'd be hilarious. Let's see how powerful this base actually is. Yes, I did just blink into a bunch of banelings like an idiot. You do not need to adjust your TV set. This is a pretty big base. It's not that well defended. I remember that being way harder to destroy. Wow. Why do I remember this base being so much more dangerous? Maybe I was a lot worse at this game. Once upon a time.
Artanis, another Void Thrasher has been summoned. This one is in the heart of the city.
I don't care. Why should I care? Watch its health bar. Yeah, that's why I don't care.
Amon's Thrashers are no match for the Templar. The launch bays have been reclaimed. Matriarch,
that's pretty bad.
You may complete the evacuation.
You have saved my people, Artanis, and they will never forget it.
You say that. No, they actually won't forget it. They're. I actually really like Vorazun. She's kind of a cool character.
Despite this tragedy, I am pleased to see you once more, Hierarch. I had hoped that our next interaction would be your announcement of Aiur's reclamation.
As did I. Instead, the Templar have fallen.
Then the threat is greater than I realized.
We cannot let the same fate befall Shakuras.
It is too late for that. Amon Zerg poured through the warp gate as a tide of flesh and blade. They have already overrun Telemetros and are nearing the shrines of Lazul. This world is lost. With such an infestation, Shakuras must be destroyed.
Destroy Shakuras? I will not permit this.
Permit? Shakuras was my people's home long before we offered yours sanctuary upon it. I will not let this world be a den for Amon's forces. Worlds may fall to ash. What matters is that we endure.
To lose Shakuras and Aiur.
We are a vagabond people, Artanis. Our true home has always been Aiur. Let us reclaim it together.
It is fitting that the daughter of Raja Gal decides the fate of the world she helped forge. Let us make preparations at once.
Rashagal is from Brood War. For anybody who hasn't, played that or seen streams of it.
You can review it in the Silver Core now.
You know what? I'm gonna do another mission.
The Templar, you never wavered in the belief that our two peoples could live in unity. It is something I admired in you.
It is ironic to hear you say this. All this time, I believed you were reluctant to accept the unity I sought.
You and I had many a disagreement in the Twilight Council. For day by day,
oh shit.
I saw my people losing what they were. I saw our precious old ways erode.
You wished to preserve them.
I am Nerazim, Dark Templar. I hold great pride in my people.
But you are also Protoss. That is the greater affiliation.
That is not what the Conclave believed when we were exiled long ago. Your kind had Aiur. Our culture is all we ever had.
That's not wrong, actually.
Cloaked warriors are now available for deployment.
Okay, so the two that we could choose from here are the Avengers, which can basically self-revive if they die and they revive at a dark shrine when they would have been killed. However, that has a full 1 minute cooldown. Or you could take Dark Templar, which of the Nerazim faction. These guys have a Shadow Fury ability, which you just saw there. It basically allows them to teleport in a sphere around them and just murderize the shit out of everything. So, yeah, guess which one I'm taking.
Artanis, you are more than welcome.
Awesome. Boink, boink, boink. Go ahead and get Solar Lance, which is basically the orbital strike on steroids.
About the Keystone, Phase Smith?
Only that my skills may be inadequate to assess it.
Explain.
Imagine the Terrans obtained one of our fabrication matrices. Could their scientists ever understand its engineering? The task set before me is of a similar scale.
Inevitably, yes, actually.
Beings beyond our understanding.
Keep working, Karax. I have faith in you.
Okay, so I'm going to invalidate Karax's statement here. The Terrans were the first ones to figure out how to perform worker, like, transportation-less Vespene gathering, because one of the upgrades you can get from Protoss technology is being able to research the ability to warp Vespene directly into your reserves and not need SCVs to carry it from a refinery.
Evacuation ships have reported in. All are
The
present
Zerg also
and are
figure out how to
being
do
escorted by
this
the
too.
Spear of Adun. This was not an easy decision, but I would rather see Shakuras destroyed than overwhelmed by Amon Zerg. We have much to plan, Hierarch.
I'm gonna do this mission just because I really want to get the monolith. Monolith is
How will we bring
awesome.
destruction to your world?
The Zelnaga Temple's phase prism can be overloaded, forcing a spike of energy into the planet's core. Enough of a charge, and the planet will shatter. Amon will not possess my world.
I have been thinking about this choice.
This is fucked
Are you
up.
reconsidering?
No. My time here has reminded me of the courage of your people. That we must fight.
Look at that fissure on the planet.
Then so too will Amon. We will lure as many of Amon's hybrid and Zerg through the gateway as we can. Only once enough are through to wound him will we overload the temple and flee.
You mean to bleed him?
Yes.
Bold. But we can't risk the forces it would require to do such a thing.
Leave that to me, Matriarch. I have learned much from the Dark Templar.
I really like actually what his idea is here. It's kind of funny, and I have a method of completely invalidating the challenge in this mission. By the way,
Our forces have secured the Zelnaga Temple grounds. Artemis, how go your preparations?
I am configuring the temple now, but without the Uraj and the Callus, it will take time.
Time is not all it will take. The temple's energies are regulated by 3 Zenith stones. Only once they are destroyed can the temple be overloaded.
Until then, we must defend it from the Zerg and their hybrid masters.
The Nerazim have long used Kadaran monoliths to protect our lands. I see your Phasesmith has become familiar with them.
Indeed, Matriarch. The monoliths are quite deadly and fire a considerable distance. They should prove instrumental in our defense.
The moment has come. Let us begin.
the Inquisition. I'm sorry.
The sooner the Zenith stones are destroyed, the better off we shall be. The Zerg will overwhelm the temple grounds shortly.
Agreed. Although, should it become necessary, my Dark Templar can sneak through the enemy and destroy the stones.
This is true.
Exercise caution when attacking a Zenith stone. The energies within may become volatile as it is damaged.
This is not a lie. That does happen. Hey, I at least got to start with a freaking forge.
The Zerg gather for an attack to the southwest. Ignite your blades, warriors.
They attack the one direction that's actually protected.
Let our enemy know our you require my skills. Cold is the void.
I lost my 2 Dark Templar? Really? Damn.
Hierarch, There are more resources nearby. We can construct a second nexus near them to accelerate our harvesting.
You have not enough minerals. I walk the shadowed path. We are one with the shadows. I serve.
Another brood of Zerg is preparing to attack from a hive to the northwest.
We are one. You have not enough minerals. I walk the shadows. The enemy. Lord of darkness. You require more Vespine gas. From the shadows I come. Base is under attack.
Oh, that's an Ultralisk,
We
Jesus.
should warp in more photon cannons. They will help our nexus point defend against enemy incursions.
Very well.
Okay.
Artanis, our observers are reporting a vast number of Zerg have poured onto Shakuris.
And yet, not a single hybrid. Amon is testing our resolve.
From the shadows I walk the shadowed. Our blades meet the enemy. You have not enough minerals. Cold is the
The Zerg approach the temple from the southeastern accessway.
enough minerals. Very well. I am always the eclipse.
All right.
Ready yourselves, Templar. The Zerg are moving to assault both sides of the temple. It is done. The Zenith Stones have been destroyed. Once your task is complete, the temple can be overloaded.
Understood. And the temple alignment is proceeding well. Now, we wait for the Zerg.
The temple grounds are still vulnerable. We should construct more photon cannons and Kadaran monoliths before they are overrun.
Yes, I know, I'm trying. There's just a lot to do all at once in the start of the mission. And starting me out with very few probes and very little resources does not help me. Thank you, video game.
Intriguing.
So this mission honestly kind of sucks because it's very much just like defense the mission. And you can very readily invalidate a lot of this level in just a few short actions.
Base is under attack.
Curious. There are overlords closing on the temple grounds.
I have seen this tactic before. They are transporting ground forces. Destroy the overlords, quickly.
I forgot that my Nexus was in the overcharge state.
Our readouts indicate there are nearly 500 million Zerg on Shakuris. All of them moving for this temple.
Let them come. The Templar will endure.
Here we go. More troops inbound. Yep, that happened.
Be on guard, warriors. The Zerg are attacking the temple from all three sides at once.
There we go. Now I don't have to worry about that. Oh, hi.
Base is under attack.
Okay.
cannons on the hybrid. We must defend the temple.
Sorry, I'm not talking too much. There's just a lot to do. Actually,
Base is under attack. Base is under attack. Upgrade complete.
I have never borne witness to so many Zerg. Was this the threat my mother once faced?
No, Matriarch. This threat is a far greater one, and it will take all we have to resist it.
From the shadow.
it's actually kind of sad how easy it is to invalidate everything about this mission.
Base is under attack.
Just all the shield batteries. I will never run out of shields. I'm suddenly very nervous and anxious.
The moment approaches, warriors. The
And I don't
temple
know
is
why.
realigning. It will be ready soon.
Hierarch, I have discovered a solarite cache beneath the Zelnaga temple. If we can hold longer, I should be able to retrieve it.
Begin the retrieval process, Karax. We will hold the temple as long as we can.
Base is under attack.
They're getting slaughtered before they can do anything. Look at those Ultralisks die. Yeah, I don't really like this mission either because it's very slow and boring once you have your base defenses established. And there's no real way to make this mission interesting. I'm terribly sorry to everybody who has to watch this. I am grateful if you have the patience to sit through it with me and maybe find a conversation topic. But I completely understand if you would rather be elsewhere. This is just not a very entertaining mission. Oh, Love, Death, and Robots! I actually really like that series. It's one of my girlfriend's favorite shows, too, actually. She really loves that show. I very much appreciate that one. My favorite one is the Werewolf and the Spirit Fox episodes. Give me the probe. Yes, that series is very artistic. There's a lot of depth in those shorts, and it's one of my favorite things about it. Get trashed, you jerks. Oh, damn, wow, they're just destroying that photon cannon.
Runs with energy. It is ready. Solarite retrieval is still in progress. If we can hold on just a while longer.
Basically, he wants another 500 million Zerg. And I am keen to give it to him. Basically, with the power of the Kadarin monolith, the Protoss have the ultimate defense now. I have the only artillery weapon I've ever needed. Yeah, the shield regeneration just kind of ruins everything that they want to do. And you notice I've soaked this entire base in all kinds of cannon-based defenses. The enemy has no hope. Like, there is no hope for the Zerg here. They're attacking, and there's nothing I can do to stop them from attacking because I have no anti-air. Like, I have no Air Force right now, so I can't really do anything but defend like this. Kaboom. The bravest of overlords. Also the dumbest. Yeah, if you combine this many shield batteries with a defensive wall, you pretty much just can't lose. I will stop once I get the bonus objective, just because I don't want to waste any more time than I have to for everybody. These are not smart hybrids at all. I don't know what you thought was going to happen when you came up there, but... God damn! Oh, jeez. Here, let's make this even worse. Because I can.
It is done. The Solarite has been been successfully warped to
Good, I'm overloading the temple. Yeah, exactly.
Templar, initiate dimensional recall. Get to safety, now!
Midas works. The Zerg are poised to breach the temple.
Have faith, Matriarch. Your fallen people cry out for vengeance, and they shall have it.
They stand poised to breach the temple! Kidaran monoliths firing off on everything. Zorgans. This is an awesome cutscene. I don't like the mission that precedes it, but this is a nice reward for clearing it.
Alone. It is said that those of our kind suffer, separated from the glory of the Kala.
Well, Artanis is dead.
But none of us are ever truly alone.
Flock of Zerg is called Zorgans. Oh god.
For our warrior,
that's so bad.
traditions. Battle is waged in the name of the many.
Oh yeah.
The brave, whose generation after generation choose the mantle of Dark Templar.
Badasses warp out of explosions. Spikiest cuddle puddle in the universe. The spikiest cuddle puddle in the universe. Jesus Christ. I can't top a joke that good. Oh, jeez. That was pretty good. Alright. And on that note, thank you very much, everybody, for watching today. I have been Savage Hound Dusk. I'll see you next time.